So we got into St. Louis last Wednesday, and we figured out that we didn't partake in the national robotics competition. We partook in the World Championship. So we competed against teams from Israel, from the Netherlands, Switzerland. Basically, anywhere you can imagine, there was a robotics team from there. We did extremely well. For a rookie team, we placed 172nd out of 400 teams competing worldwide. Of course, we couldn't win the whole thing because then the bar would be set too high for next year. So we're going to have a meeting sometime soon as we get some rest and catch up on homework, because that's important too. Please, if you're interested in potentially joining the York First Robotics team, talk to one of us. If you're on the fence, if you feel like you don't have the technical experience for something like this, you really don't. All you really need to be is dedicated. We will teach you everything you need to know. There are business aspects to this: strategy, art, fashion, and of course design, and all the science that goes into making the robot. So, we need a wide range of talents. If you're interested, just keep listening for our announcement, and we'll try to get to you as soon as we can. All right, thank you.
Okay, so the chess tournament is going well. I know people are playing, but you have to report the results of your games to myself or Sasha, or else we won't know who's going to win. Right now, if you don't get it into us, the only report we have is from Michael winning. So if you don't tell us, then he wins by default. So yeah, please get those into us. We really appreciate it. Thanks.
So on Monday, our spirited MTAL golf team, the York team, went and played in the MTAL Championships. We had 6 players. Rolf Taylor shot a 127. Nisha Allen shot a 123. Celisa Aaron shot a 107. By the way, if you play golf, you should be impressed with these scores. John T shot a 91. And our top 2 players, Sarah Cho, playing from the men's tees, shot a 90. It's 2 back-to-back 45s, and she also won the MTAL Sportsmanship Award. And last but not least, our spirited freshman, Shauna Kim, shot a 71. He was co-medalist, which means he had the lowest score of the day with one other player from Stevenson, and he's going on to the CCS Championships. So that was the sugar announcement. Now the spice announcement. We have people leaving their sports equipment all over the place, all of the time. Last night, people were leaving beautiful sets of golf clubs overnight. This is a very safe place, but it's not that safe. And golf clubs are not cheap. So let's clean up after ourselves, as far as trash and sports equipment, and take your things home with you, or put it somewhere where it's going to be secure, but not in the main office. Okay? And then today, we have a young gentleman who's playing for in the CCS semifinals and finals, hopefully. Mr. Josh Pompan is playing today. So let's all give him a hand and wish him some good luck.
I would like to thank all of the AP students who joined us yesterday at 7:45 in the theater. But following students were not there. Katie Bailey, Liam Barnard, Shirley Chen, Isabel Diaz-Infante, Ryan Galway, Matthew Ganellis, Brown Herbert, Mary made it up, Izzy Leahy, Emmy Nix, Halsey O'Loughlin, Josh Pompan, Mila Rich, Belle Roberts, Julia Rodriguez, Michael Rodriguez, and Rija Sang. I need to see all of you tomorrow at lunch in room 6 to make up this session. It must be made up this week, so do not forget this time. For the rest of you, AP exams start Monday. Most AP exams are in the gym. So I'm specifically talking to the 9th graders when I ask you to please keep the chatter down near the lockers. Anytime there's an APA in session, I'll have a sign up right near the 8th grade and 9th grade lockers. Please be mindful of that. In a few years, you'll be sitting in those chairs and you'll want it to be quiet as well. So it's almost every day, morning and afternoon. Just move into the commons. Don't talk near the lockers. Thank you very much, and I'll see the rest of you tomorrow at lunch in room 6. Thanks.
Good morning. 3 academic matters. First, it's the end of the month today, and so we'd like to see your course selections completed in the system and printed and turned into the front office, or you can turn in your page to me or Miss Maston. Should you want to meet with either one of us next week or the week after, we're still available to meet, but we'd like to know that you've made your core course selections in the system. Should we want to change an elective or change a class, we can do that after the fact. So thank you to everybody who has already made selections, and if you have not yet made your selections, would you please do so in the next 48 hours. Secondly, the finals schedule. Finals start in a couple of weeks after AP exams conclude. The final schedule will be available on york.org and in Haiku by the end of this week. There will also be some links to some study guides, study tips, and in all of that we want to remind you that all faculty and all staff on campus are here to support you in a positive run-up to final exams. Make sure that you are not only academically prepared, but healthy and feeling good about the end of your exams and some of the anxiety and stress that comes with that. So we want to make sure that you reach out to us, know that we're there for you should you want to talk to somebody about any feelings of stress or anxiety that you are having. With regards to AP exams next week, just to follow up on what Ms. Godoyne was saying, we have some protocol that we ask that you abide by for your AP exam. So if you have an AP exam in the morning, we'd like you to be here on time for your AP exam, and we prefer that you stay here in the afternoon for your afternoon classes, and we expect you to stay here in the afternoon for your afternoon classes if you have a co-curricular event in the afternoon, after school, sports, whatever it might be. If you don't have a co-curricular activity in the afternoon, you are welcome to go home in the afternoon, sign out, and study for your next AP exam. That's your choice. If you have an afternoon exam and you'd like to stay home in the morning and study, please call and let Ms. Sanico know that you're staying home for the morning and then arrive in the afternoon on time for your afternoon exam. And if you have a co-curricular event after school, stay for that as well. Thanks so much.
That's all right. It's gotten pretty warm out there, which is really pretty cool. Are you guys cool enough? Yes. Yeah?
Could be cooler.
Yeah. This is a gentle reminder that as the weather warms up and the sun comes out and the breezes are warm and we start to want to shed our clothing, that there are certain things to remember. And I would say that all of these people are festive and stylish and look adorable. They all are, they look good and they've attested to being cool enough. And yet, let's just say their clothing is not too short, nor is it too revealing. So please use these paragons of fashion as a model. And remember that nobody here wants to see those crescent moons we talked about all those months ago. Nor do we want to know, because you've turned around and revealed an absolutely transparent fact, the color of your underwear. I'm using real life examples here. They're making me uncomfortable. Yes, please, for the good of all of us, please think about what you're wearing. Examine it in a full-length mirror from all possible angles. Perhaps even bend over and touch your toes as you look back. Just to remember and double check that you're not showing something that the rest of us don't want to see. Thank you very much for your time.
A couple days ago I mentioned that the 9th, 10th, and 11th graders need to be putting some information in Naviance. You really must do that very soon. I am not available during the summer. I'm not going to be helping you figure out what your service learning activity is. You've had access to me all year long. I'm not going to help you get into Naviance during the summer either. But today during tutorial, I'm going to be in the computer lab downstairs in Day Hall, and I will walk you through how to get into Naviance. You must at least put in what you have planned. And that way, I'll be able to figure out if there's anybody who needs help, because right now I can't figure that out at all. In fact, I'm losing sleep over that. I know. So, if you need help, I would like you to see me right away, as in today during tutorial, if you need help figuring something out, or if you need help figuring out how to get into Naviance. I'll be in the computer lab. Thank you.
Throughout all of our lives, we change a tremendous amount. Every day we're growing mentally and physically. There are many factors that go into this, and one of the biggest ones for me was my family. A large part of that was my father, and even when he was often gone on trips for business when I was a child, he was still a big influence. I always thought he was that big, strong Army dad that was off fighting the war, saving the day, and that was the image that was set for me, and he was my idol. And that was not only the image that was set for me, it was the image I wanted to become. Another person in my family that was a huge influence was my mother, and frankly, throughout my entire early life, I was a huge, and I mean huge, mama's boy. So I wanted to follow her around everywhere. If she wanted to go to TJ Maxx, that's my favorite store. I'm going there. If she wants to go Macy's, no, that's my favorite store. I'm going with Mom. She wants to go to the post office, no. That right there, post office, my favorite store. And even when my father was around, it was obvious who I was going to come crying to with my problems. And this happened a lot because I was a big crybaby when I was a child. I would cry about everything. If I stubbed my toe, if somebody yelled at me, if I got called a name. And the worst insult I can remember, being called a name, starting to cry, then being called a crybaby, which only made me cry even harder. The one person that has done this many times would have to be my sister Morgan. And although I can say I've grown up and I've become a better person to put my crying and my fits aside, sadly for Morgan, she still calls me names to this day. But I have to thank her for being my sister, and I have to thank my parents and all my friends for the positive and negative things that you've said. Because everything that all of you have done has made me who I am today. Thank you.
the most basic form of capitalism is the bake sale. So you should all be good Americans and come and support JSA.
It's going to be in the quad near the flagpole. There's going to be brownies, cupcakes, cookies, a lot of stuff. So please come by, support JSA!
The acting class is having their final performance in the style of Yoruba theater.
It's going to be this Friday in the evening at 7 o'clock, so we hope you can all make it.
Thanks.
Everyone, meet on F Day. Okay.
For Penny Wars, there are now points. First place, you get 30 points, class points, 15 for second place, and 5 for third place.
Go to class. Oh wait, JSA meeting on Friday.